Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to boot camp. Jazzy here, and I'm going to be taking y'all through the workout today. So, if you saw my post on Slack, today is National Pumpkin Day. So, we're doing a pumpkin themed workout. So, we're going to be spelling out pumpkin with all of our movements. It's been a while since we've done this. So, and I have my appropriate orange and black on for Halloween. So, we're going to do 3 rounds today. The first 2 rounds, we're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. And then the last round, we're going to do 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. So I'll be at round 3. We'll be just a little bit quicker through there. But I'm going to go ahead real quick with demos and then we'll get into it. So since it is a pumpkin workout, we're going to be doing a lot of push-ups today. So our first P here, we're just going to do push-ups. No tricks here. You can either do hands or knees or hands or toes, whatever feels good. We're going to screw our hands into the ground and push down and back up. So push-ups for our first P. For the U, we're going to do duck unders. So you're going to start in one side of your space. You're going to step out and act like you're ducking under a rope. So going back and forth here. So that's going to be our U. And then for our M, we're going to do marches. So opposite arm, opposite leg, and punching the ground away and moving our arms as well. So that's going to be our M. And then for our second P, we're going to do pike push-ups. So on our hands and toes, hips towards the ceiling, bringing our head down to the ground and pushing back up. So that's going to be our second P there. And then for the K, should have stayed on the ground for this. We're going to do plank knee to opposite side elbow here. So, or you can do same side elbow, or you can alternate, whatever feels good. But again, hands and toes, and you can either bring your knee all the way to the outside of your elbow, or you can come across, or you can alternate each way. So that's going to be the K. And then for our I, we have inchworms with a push-up. Starting on one side, push your hips back, bring hands to the ground, walk your hands out, and then do a push-up, and then push your hips up, and then walk your feet back in. That's the I. So like I said, lots of push-ups today. And then finally for the N, we're going to do narrow squats. So for this, same as a regular squat, same form and everything, but our feet are closer together. So we're going to have them a little bit closer than hip width here, squatting down and back up. So from this angle, again, a little bit narrower than we normally would, coming down and back up. We're going to feel that one more in our quads. So that is our full workout. Trying to find a good camera angle here so we can see the ground and standing all one time. But let's go ahead and do our quick warm up here. So we're going to start off with the world's greatest stretch. So coming to the top of our space, we're going to interlace our fingers, grab onto one of our knees, pull your knee towards your chest. Nice, big deep belly breath. And we're going to exhale, step back into our reverse lunge. Back leg stays nice and straight. Hands coming down to the inside of our front foot. Breathing into the tightness. It's going to open up our hips for us today. We're going to do a nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, opening up towards our front leg, looking at our hand towards the ceiling, thumb facing behind us. Getting our arms and our back ready for all of our push-ups. And we're going to exhale, plant our hand outside of the front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch here. Breathe into the tension here. And we can go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. Awesome. We're going to do the same thing on the other side now. So interlace our fingers, grab onto our other knee, pull towards our chest. Nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, step back, reverse lunge. Hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Keeping our back leg nice and straight. Opening up our hips. I know we're not doing too much lower body, but it still feels good to open those hips up. We're going to go ahead, exhale, rotate, opening up towards the ceiling, looking at our hand. Thumb is facing behind us. Getting that rotation through our neck and our spine. And we're gonna exhale, plant our hand outside of our front foot, bring our back foot a little bit closer, push our hips up to the ceiling for our hamstring stretch. Breathing into the tight areas here. Nice big deep breath. And we're gonna exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. Awesome. All right, last part of our warm up here. We're gonna do a little bit of plank to pike. So you can get on the ground to your hands and toes, however you see fit. I'm just gonna go ahead and walk out here into our plank, and then go ahead, pushing our hips up towards the ceiling. We can start to pedal our heels, open up our calves a little bit. I really like on this one to push my head in between my arms, and that helps open up my upper back, my neck, my shoulders, kind of get all that ready. And let's go ahead and go back to plank and push them back up to pike and back to plank and to pike and back to plank. And then let's go ahead, push your hips up again. You can pedal your heels, push your head in between your hands. And then let's go ahead and walk our hands towards our feet. And when we're ready, we can start to slowly roll up to our sitting position. And we are ready to rock and roll. So, starting off with push-ups for our first P, we're doing 40 seconds of work the first 2 rounds, and then we're going to move on to 20 seconds for the last round, all right? Getting ready here, 3, 2, 1, and go. So you can either be hands or knees or hands and toes, if you'd like, or you can also do a nice slow eccentric from the toes as well. Whatever feels good and is available to you today. We do have a lot of push-ups, so we want to make sure we are easing ourselves into this. We don't want to go super hard on the first round on this first P and then not be able to do push-ups the rest of the class. So kind of pace yourself here, keeping our elbows tight. If we're pushing ourselves back up, making sure that we're here and then pushing up. That scooping motion is going to activate the chest. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up here, we have duck unders. So we're standing up for this next one. We'll start on one side of our space, stepping under the invisible rope we have right here. So we want the rope to be 3, 2, 1. So pretend the rope is, maybe we'll say at your elbow, so that way we're really stepping and ducking under. We don't have to step super wide or super narrow. You can kind of just do a hip width. So it's like a squat. It's kind of like a mix of a squat and a lateral lunge a little bit, but we're pushing through the heel, big toe, little toe. When we stand up, we are going to feel it a little bit more on one side than the other. So when we step under my right foot, I'm going to push off my right heel, big toe, little toe, and then the left when I go towards the left. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have marches. So we do opposite arm, opposite leg. If you would like to make it a little bit more challenging, feel free to skip instead. But whatever feels good to you today. 3, 2, 1. So marching, making sure we're standing up nice and tall. Our shoulder blades are pinching our orange, and we're breaking the glass at our hips with our knees. I like to imagine that we're punching the ground away as we go. That makes it a little bit more challenging. It's supposed to be, we're not just like casually marching here. We're marching with a purpose. It's a great way to work our hip flexors and our core. Great for running. Breathing through here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have pike push-ups. So our second P here. So we're gonna get ready. We're gonna be on the ground. So we're doing our pike push-ups, and then we're gonna do our plank knee to elbow, and then our inchworm. So we got 3 upper body things here. 3, 2, 1. So like I said, we're spelling out pumpkin. We got lots of P's here, lots of push-ups. And that is partially, I don't know if anyone's heard this, but sometimes as a joke, or I don't even know really what you would call it, but your delts are referred to your pumpkins sometimes, and we're doing lots of push-ups. So we're doing lots of shoulders and delts for our pumpkins here. But getting our head as close to the ground as we can, keeping our core engaged, so that way our back is nice and flat. There go my glasses. Elbows pointed towards your feet at the bottom, not out to the side. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, I almost stood up. We got plank, knee to opposite elbow. So the knee is the K here. But again, we are still going to be using our arms. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So same with push-ups. We want to screw our hands into the ground. That's going to lock in our upper back. And then again for this one, so we're bringing our knee to our elbow. It helps if we exhale as we bring our knee up. That's going to help us use the core versus just our hip flexors. And again, if you would like, you can do, every other one opposite, or you can do same, opposite, kind of whatever you would like to do, whatever part of your core needs more work, or whatever is harder for you and you want to challenge. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last thing of push-ups for round 1. We got our inchworm with a push-up. We're probably only going to be able to get 2 to 3 in here, and that's okay. Mentally prepare for our last thing of push-ups. And then we have narrow squats. 3, 2, 1. All right. So pushing our hips back, hands to the ground, walking out into our plank, into our push-up, and then walking our feet towards our hands and getting up. I'm like, try not to hit my head on that right now. Great job. Keeping our elbows nice and tight here. Core is engaged. Our upper back is nice and flat. Squeezing our orange. Making sure too, when we go to stand up or driving through our heels, we should feel our glutes engage, not just pulling up with our back. 3, 2, 1. All right. Awesome job. Shake your arms out. We have narrow squats to finish out our pumpkin. Then we got 2 more rounds, but that third round, we are going to be doing less work, meaning 20-10 versus 40-20. 3, 2, 1. So narrow squats, feet are closer than hip width. They do not need to be touching, but they're closer than we normally stand. Hips go back, knees come forward. It's the same form as a normal stance squat. We are going to feel this a little bit more in our quads, and it is going to take a little bit more balance and, maneuvering to get into that bottom position here. So going as low as we can, our core is zipped up, our shoulder blades are squeezing the orange. We are going to, again, feel this more in the quads. 3, 2, 1. All right. Round 1 is done. 2 more to go. Hopefully we'll all have the ability to do our hair tomorrow. We have push-ups first. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. I'm sure if I had done all these push-ups yesterday, my hair would not be braided today. Great job. Keeping our core engaged. We want our back to be flat, our butt to our belly button, so everything's nice and flat in our back. Screwing our hands into the ground. And if you need to take a second, take a second. Try and get as many full push-ups as we can. We need to go to our slow eccentric like I just did. Definitely do that. Or if you need to do hands and knees, making sure that no matter what we're doing, we have a straight line from our head to our hips, to our knees to our toes. 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. Shoulders are tired. We're standing up. We got duck unders next. So this one, we are going to feel it. This is a little bit of a quasi single leg movement, which is always good to do. 3, 2, 1. So start on whichever side you like. We're going to step out, duck under our imaginary rope. Keeping our form, I'm going to face this way for a second. It's the same as a regular squat. I'm stepping out, but my knees are coming forward, my hips are going back, and then I'm pushing off my opposite foot. So it's the same as a normal squat. And like I said, it's kind of like a mix between a lateral squat and a regular squat. We are shifting our weight back and forth, which is always good to do every once in a while to move in different planes of motion because our bodies are not meant to only go forward and backwards. 3, 2, 1. All right. We got marches and then we're back on the ground for more upper body. And again, this time too, if you would like, feel free if you want to start skipping instead of marching, feel free, whatever feels good. 3, 2, 1. So again, we're marching with a purpose. Our core is engaged. So we're zipping that up and that's going to help us with driving our knees up as well. So like I said, it is a little bit of our hip flexors, but we do want to keep our core engaged because our core is used in that motion as well. We don't want our hips to bear the whole load, just like with, dead bugs, single leg lowering, anything like that. We want to use our core and our pillar, and that way our extremities, aka our arms and legs, can pull from our pillar. 3, 2, 1. That's going to make all of our movement a lot easier here. So we're getting back on the ground. We got pike push-ups. And then we'll do our plank knee to elbow. And then our inchworm push-ups. And then squats. And then we'll be on our last round. 3, 2, 1. So pushing our hips up towards the ceiling. Head is coming down in between our hands. As close to the ground as we can. Does help if we exhale as we are exerting ourselves. So anytime we're doing really anything, like if we're squatting, if we exhale as we push the ground away. Same thing here, we exhale as we push our hands into the ground to come back up to our starting position. It's going to help us. 3, 2, 1. All right. We have our, I thought inchworms were next. Apparently I don't know how to spell pumpkin. All right, okay, we have plank knee to elbow. So again, you can do same side the whole time. You can do opposite, you can alternate, whatever feels good. 3, 2, 1. I like to give y'all the ability to choose which one you're doing because I know everyone feels things differently and not everyone might get the same out of the opposite side as they do the same side. But I wanted to challenge ourselves. So if one does feel maybe a little bit easier, let's do the harder one. And we can definitely do that the next round because we will be only doing 20 seconds of each movement. So I want to make it as challenging as we can for those 20 seconds on the next round. 3, 2, 1. All right. Inchworm with a push-up. Then we have narrow squats. And then we go to our 20 seconds. Mentally preparing for our inchworms. A lot of push-ups today, and y'all know I do not like them. So 3, 2, 1. So hips go back, hands to the ground, walk into our plank. And then walking your hands towards your feet. Don't hit your head on anything. But y'all know push-ups are not my favorite. But that's why I put them in class because we all can get better at push-ups. They are good for our shoulders and stuff. So I don't want to neglect them. But just know I struggle just as much mentally and physically. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last movement here, narrow squats. And then when we start back at the top, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, one time through of everything. Because pumpkin is a little bit longer and more movements than we normally do. 3, 2, 1. So for timing purposes, our last round, we're going to do 1 20-10 versus doing 20-10 twice. like we did. Well, we did it 8 times last week, but that was in the Thursday class, not the Wednesday. Great job. Same squat form as we would with a normal squat. So butt to belly button, core is zipped up. Our back is nice and flat. We're pushing through, heel, big toe, little toe. Going down as low as we can with good form. Pushing through. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last round here. We're starting off with push-ups. So we're push-ups, and then we got 10 seconds to pop right up into our duck unders, and then we're marching. We got this. Last round. Finish strong. Make this as hard as 20 seconds you can. 3, 2, 1. So we got push-ups first. So try to do full push-ups this time. Get your chest as close to the ground as we can. Breathe through. We're going to pop up right after this for our duck unders. 3, 2, 1. All right. On our feet. Duck unders are next. We got less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping out. We're going to march after this. And then we'll be doing the more planks. We're probably only going to get like 1 or 2 inchworms out of our inchworms. That's okay. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're marching next. And then we have pike push-ups. 3, 2, 1. This is probably the easiest transition wise out loud. A lot of up and down, and that's okay. That's part of the workout too. You know, we got to be able to get up and down from the ground. Breathing here, holding good posture. 3, 2, 1. All right. Pike push-ups are next. Getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. Hips in the air. Bring your head as close to the ground as we can. Great job. Try and get as many as we can in this 20-second period we got. 3, 2, 1. All right. Getting ready. We got plank knee to elbow. 3, 2, 1. So hands and toes. We want minimal rest here. We're exhaling as we bring our knee up. It's going to help us engage our core. Great job. Keep pushing. Hardest 20 seconds we can. 3, 2, 1. All right. We got inchworms and then narrow squats. And then we're going to cool down and be done for the day. 3, 2, 1. So hips go back. Walk our hands out. Doing our push-up. Making sure our hands are directly below our shoulders in our push-up. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Last movement here. We got narrow squats. Now we're going to cool down. 3, 2, 1. So feet closer than hip width. Try and get as many as we can here. Make this the hardest 20 seconds that we can today. Keeping that core tight. We got this. Last movement of the afternoon. 3, 2, 1. That is going to be it for today's circuit. Nice job, y'all. Go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. Always important to stay hydrated. And then we're going to go ahead and be on the ground, and we're going to finish out today's class with some bretzel, because that's going to help us open up our chest and our shoulders after all those push-ups. So we're going to go ahead on the ground, make your way onto your side, and you can grab a pillow if you'd like for your head. We're going to take our top leg. We're going to come up, over, and across. My back just cracked. That felt nice. Knee and ankle are going to stay on the ground. Bottom hand on top of our knee. Hand is going to grab on to our bottom foot or ankle. Inhale to prepare. And exhaling, bringing our top shoulder towards the ground. And during our cool down today, I want us all just to really take this time for ourselves. Use this time to focus on your breath. Breathe nice and deep into our belly in through the nose. And exhale, thawing away our tension. Let your body sink further into the ground with each exhale. Really allow your body and your mind to just relax and turn off for a few minutes. We're going to do one more breath on this side. And when we finish our last exhale, we can gently release our bottom leg. And then we're going to go ahead and turn on over to the other side. So flipping sides here. We have our same checklist. Top leg is going to come up, over and across, knee and ankle on the ground. And our bottom hand is going to go on top of our knee. Our top hand grabs onto our bottom foot or ankle. We're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, bringing our top shoulder towards the ground. Again, as we exhale, let your body sink further into the ground. Release all the tension you have pent up today. You can even just picture all of your stress leaving your body. And just let your mind clear, your body relax. And one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we can gently release our bottom leg. And feel free to stay on the ground if you'd like, or you can return to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. But that's going to be all the time I have for today. So that was our fun pumpkin workout. More themes coming down the road here, but we will be doing pumpkin again tomorrow, but with different movements. So it's not the same. Don't worry. I made it creative. It's a little different. But hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Great job. And thanks. And then we do also have our winter warrior walking challenge. Registration's open now. So you can join at any time, fill out the registration form, and we'll send you the rest of the information. Great job and have a great day.